Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a GameReplays.org Heroes of New Earth cast. Today we are following the loser bracket finals of the GosuGamers Steel Series $40,000 World Cup between both Evil Geniuses and SK Gaming. I am your host for today, Four Court Jester, and with me are two very spectacular players, both SK Gaming's Bdiz and MSI Fnatic Nova, or Fnatic MSI Nova. Kids, would you like to say hello?
Hello, this is Bdiz.
Hello, this is Nova.
It's good to have you guys back here. I mean, we did just go over game number one, where it did look like Evil Geniuses took game number one from SK. The sides were swapped, but overall was a pretty good game. And really, I mean, Bdiz. I mean, with the mentality that you guys are down a game, you really have to bring your A game. No more screw ups in the drafting phase this time, right?
There actually was, but more on that a little later. But yeah, we did take it a little bit slower this time and really thought about it and listened to everyone's input this time instead of rushing to a decision and wasting our time on picks that we knew we were going to do in the first place.
All right, fair enough. Now, I mean, Evil Geniuses, they basically brought a really strong team to the table. They did have a very dominant Sandwraith and Chu playing middle there with Wretched Hag. Is that going to take any kind of consideration into your bans that you just did here?
Like I said in the first game, we misbanned rather during the drafting phase. We didn't ban Sandwraith, we banned Hellburner instead. This time, as you can see, we banned Sandwraith. Another new ban, instead of us banning Thunderbringer, we banned Flint Beastwood. We know that they love running Flint Beastwood, which is why we picked it up so early last game. That's why we banned it this game, because we weren't planning on running it. We're not going to let them pick it up either.
Yeah, I do see that Flint is out of the question this game. I thought that Fog did a good job on Flint last round, but of course, I mean the Sandwraith is very, very expected at this point, considering the great performance that we got out of him from it was B-Kid last game with him. So that's what you guys are going to be doing. We do have the picks coming out, but Nova, can you just go over quickly Evil Geniuses bans?
Dr. Repulsor again, as in last game, Slither, because they opted probably for a solo laner that is inferior to Slither, and they didn't want to take chances that SK would pick it up. Pebbles banned again, Dampier banned again. I explained this last game already, that I don't really understand why they ban Pebbles when they play him themselves so often. And Dampier, obviously, because Vogt is such a great Dampier player, as they saw themselves already in team matchmaking games before. One little side note, they picked extremely fast and then insta-readied up for Dodo's part. I think this is a little bit of mind games, since they already won the first game. And SK now banned Sandred, obviously as a response, and they would pick very fast and ready up to show, hey, we don't give a fuck, we have so many strategies up our sleeves, you can do whatever you want, we will still outpick you, something like this.
Yeah, definitely intimidating your opponents is a great way to demoralize them, and then after you guys get demoralized, it's just a snowball from there until something unexpected can happen. So I do like the note about the mind games. A lot of people don't take that into consideration. I do see that we do have a Myrmidon now for Evil Geniuses, so Bdiz, I mean, you're not going to be playing that this round, but Tralfamador, they're taking Bubbles instant right up and ready. That was part of your mind game, so to speak?
I wouldn't say that was really mind games, including their Hellburner pickup, or insta-ready on Dodo. When EG picks Hellburner, you know that Dodo's going to be playing Hellburner because it's been his hero since beta. Or actually, I think in beta it was actually Pigs, but for a very long time now, Hellburner has been Dodo's hero that he's been playing. We've played against it countless number of times, and it's similar to Behemoth on B-Kid, that's just his hero. And if they pick it, that's who's going to play it. And Tralfamador loves Bubbles. He is our Bubbles player if we go with that hero, so he just readied up on it because he knew that that's what he's playing this match.
Well, I mean, definitely pairing up people to names to heroes. I mean, after a while, people will get that certain reputation, and it's really good that you guys, consider as soon as it's picked, you know who's going to be playing. That shows good depth into your opponents. I do see, picks are coming out. I think we're just waiting for the last two here on SK. But would you like to go over a little bit of here the synergies here, Nova, on the Legion as we just wait for the last pick for Yoda to come after these guys?
Synergy. They picked Myrmidon and Hellbringer first. Hellbringer is great for team fights. Myrmidon is more for ganker role and probably one of the tri-lane supporters. And then they picked Behemoth because they love him, and he's for the tri-lane as well, or roaming. And Chipper this time picked by themselves. Either because they didn't want to let SK have Chipper again, now in a different lineup, or just because Jew wanted to play him himself, because as Bdiz said before, he's a great chipper player. As for the synergy between the heroes, you have stuns, you have great teamfight presence, and now you just need a carry, just picked up by them, that's Forsaken Archer. So they go with 4 ranged, 1 melee, stuns, teamfight presence, not too much push.
Alright, thank you very much there, Nova. I do see the picks are now all finalized, so Bdiz, I mean, obviously with the bans taken into consideration and Tralfamador there, taking his most loved hero, what did everyone else here do? Is that a Pimp Slayer? That's a Pimp Slayer, right?
That is a Pimp Slayer on Cardinal. He did get that skin because he's taken a liking to Witch Slayer, and he absolutely loves the skin. And it kind of suits his personality, because Cardinal is a bit of a pimp. If you've got him on your buddy list, you know all about his little stories. As far as what Nova was going over would choose Chipper. Chipper is actually one of the best counters to Thunderbringer in mid. Thunderbringer can't kill Chipper with his focus buffer, and that's what Thunderbringer kind of relies on.
All right.
And as far as our picks, we went the Pestilence Tri-Lane, a triple stun, which is pretty powerful. We knew that they would have a bit of an advantage in the tri-lane because, we just ran the exact same tri-lane, so we knew how powerful it was and what we'd have to do to beat it. And we pretty much knew that we were going to lose both mid and top and take a slight hit bottom, but we thought we'd be able to outplay them.
I just actually noticed that, yeah, they have the exact same tri-lane. So yeah, I guess they saw how well that worked for you guys. Kind of going to be mimicking that there. Now you said you were going to be stacking up your tri-lane with triple stuns again.
Yeah, we went with Andromeda and Pestilence, obviously because we're Hellborn and the Conquer advantage, and getting that minus armor strategy on Hellborn furthers that Conquer advantage. So if we're going with Pestilence, you obviously went with Andromeda to further the minus armor, and Witch Slayer is another great fit for that. Plus, Witch Slayer late game is absolutely ridiculous. If you guys watched in the loser bracket semifinals, Dirty Minds versus Deal With It, Tyranno's Witch Slayer absolutely dominated the last game.
So you're hoping to try to do something similar here with your Witch Slayer then?
Yep.
Okay. Awesome news. Now, he is in the tri-lane, though. I mean, sometimes we do like to see a Witch Slayer go off into a solo, and then he becomes more of a roaming, high-damage ganking hero later on. But with this tri-lane, I mean, obviously he's not going to be the one that you're aiming for all the farm. You're going to try to put all that onto Angry Testy. So that might delay that strategy just a little bit.
Yeah, obviously he's going to get a later portal key than if he was mid. But he is the secondary support. While I'm playing Andromeda, I'm going to be the ward bitch yet again. So he is going to be able to get it eventually.
I do like how both teams are trying to do the creep blocking here, but ultimately they kind of just meet in the same place they're supposed to anyways. So we do have both the tri-lanes here going to be going head-to-head in the bottom lane. In the mid, we do have another Chipper. He'll be going up against Fogged on that Thunderbringer, and in the top lanes, it will be the Hellbringer versus Bubbles. I do notice we just have some taunts going down on the top. This early, it's a little interesting. But those will be the lanes. Now, in the bottom here, Nova, we do got the tri-lanes going head-to-head.
Middle first, though.
Okay, what's going on in the middle then?
Because they're dancing around the creeps, but Thunderwing has no chance whatsoever to escape this Bloodlust, because he knew that he was out of position at one point, and from then on he probably was just like, oh damn, I can try to make something happen, but I'm probably going to get bloodlusted, and this is what eventually happened there. You saw he was just using his cooldown on his low cooldown on Chain Lightning to get as many off as possible before he would die, and yeah, that's kind of what happened there. Sorry once again, what did you ask for bottom?
Well, yeah, bottom, it doesn't really matter at this point. We did just have 2 kills there down south. It does look like both Andromeda and Yoda. So, who's Yoda? Either way, people are dying down south. I don't know. Bdiz, what happened down here, dude?
Basically, at the start of it, Yoda got very far out of position. Tessie saw it, took advantage of it, chased him down, got a stun. B-Kid tried to save him with a fissure. However, he trapped me on the wrong side, so I was able to follow up after juking the wheat field and land a Comet stun onto Myrmidon, and then we killed him. Then they got the cross kill on me, Witch Slayer followed up, and they got the cross kill again onto Forsaken Archer, giving us a 2-for-1 trade there in the advantage.
Well, advantage maybe, but it is a 2-2 exchange right now. Fog did go down south, but 3 more kills down. Or sorry, Fog went down to the mid. 3 kills down south. That evens everything back out. Now, Thunderbringer versus this Chipper. The tar toss kind of gives me the impression that Chipper should theoretically win this lane, but I don't know, Nova. I've been wrong before.
No. Bdiz said already before. You're absolutely right. He's a counter to Thunderbringer. Forgot to mention this, and actually what's happening now is he has a DD and now he's an illusion, so Thunderbringer can do nothing else but just tower hug, and whenever he's going to try for go for a creep kill, he's risking his life, and this is pretty much what's happening anyways, because he's going to die a few more times. We should do another sync up, I guess.
Oh, a little off? Okay.
I don't know.
I'm just going to pause the game here, guys, so viewers, just please stay with us. I'm at 11 minutes 36 for the replay.
I'm there now.
Okay.
I'm good.
We're good?
I'm good.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, play.
I was like 5 seconds ahead. That's why.
5 seconds ahead, wow. So I guess there's not going to be a kill. That wasn't a pause. That was just us pausing. But it does look like Thunderbringer again in the mid going down. Now it's kind of interesting. The tower decided to go for the real Chew there instead of those illusions. But a 3-to-1 matchup there in the mid. He's going to go down. Pestilence also going down here as well. Weedfield coming out onto the Witch Slayer. It looks like he should be okay. The crippling volley did not hit, and he's just going to get out of that. He does have himself boots already. So Cardno, he did get himself a kill, so that's probably where the extra money came from. Oh, I opened the... Oh, there we go. And so this bottom lane, I mean, how does it feel to go up against the exact lane that you just ran, Bdiz?
It doesn't really, like... It's not like a mental psych out or anything. We knew how strong it was. Testy went in there a little bit too aggressively and died for it. However, Cardinal saved his own life by landing a really, really good graveyard stun right before the Wheatfield hit him.
And that enabled him to live a little bit more. Okay, Pestilence, he does have himself some boots as well. Andromeda has herself a haste rune. I noticed that the haste control so far I think has been SK, but let's just go over a little bit over the warding here if you could, Nova. We do have the camps down south blocked, but what do you think of the Legion ward placement right now?
Typical rune ward for them, for the bottom rune. They always need the rune ward for Chew because they are trying to support him as much as possible, which is of course a good thing. And they placed a lane ward bottom. I believe that you could have actually seen Myrmidon placing the ward. I don't know if you saw it or not, Bdiz.
Oh yeah, we knew that the lane ward was there, but
there is no money, of course.
Yeah, we didn't have the money to get rid of it, so we just let it be there, and we know they have vision, so we can play around it.
Yeah, and that's it for warding, because top is just left on their own, and they are playing with pulling, and apart from that, nothing ward-wise going on. Both players have the potential possibility to go for the top rune and cover it for the mid lane, or go for it themselves, but they don't need wards for that. They just go there in time. So yeah, that's for the warding.
Now we've talked a little bit about the mid here. The mid right now suffering 4 to 6 is the 2 different levels there. Chew with a nice commanding lead. Even going to be chasing off Thunderbringer. Is he going to go for a quick kill right here? That's going to be a lot of damage going down. I not too sure. You have to get some really lucky rockets to finish him off, I think. Tower's just going to push him right back. But we haven't exactly talked a little bit about this top lane now. Bdiz, you're saying Dodo, he's really known for that Hellbringer, and Trafalmador here, he really enjoys his bubbles. So what was your kind of idea going up top, noticing that he's up against that Hellbringer? Like, who has a big advantage there? Anyone?
Hellbringer definitely has an advantage in that lane, 1v1. Bubbles lower base damage, and Hellbringer's dot does far more harassment combined with Life Void. It's just a really hard lane to win for bubbles. It's possible, but that's only if Hellbringer makes a really big mistake, which Dodo didn't make, and he just completely won that lane. It's actually action going on down bottom.
Yeah, I was just a big mistake down south. It doesn't look like Pestilence. He's gonna almost get it. No, a stun coming out from the Andromeda onto the Forsaken Archer. It does look like Pestilence gonna be able to kite this Behemoth. A smackdown going down on top of that Andromeda. I'm pretty sure. It does look like Myrmidon. Oh, skin of his teeth. 3 hit points. Witchslayer really wants to finish him off. Neutral Creeps is actually gonna do the job for him. I wonder if he actually knew that the Creeps are on their way over. I'm pretty sure he didn't, but either way, a great deny, and Chu taking out Fogged in the mid yet again. Where's Bubbles? Bubbles is down south, so he did teleport down here to kind of lend assistance, but I don't quite think SK came out ahead there, did they?
We actually did. The reason why I think we didn't was because Chipper got another kill on Thunderbringer mid, but Pestilence did not die. We were able to kill their Forsaken Archer, their Myrmidon died to neutrals, and their Behemoth died to our bubbles, while all we lost was myself and Andromeda.
Two things to note about this team fight. Myrmidon knew that the neutral creeps were coming, because there is a little spot above this camp where you can pass by, walk by, and then the creeps get activated if they're in aggro range, and it's not night, obviously. So he knew that they were coming from bottom, and just ran into them, or at least I would hope that he knew that. And another thing, Bubbles came right in time to use his ultimate on the Behemoth. So Behemoth was, Pestilence was allowed to move a bit further away, and Behemoth had to cast the stun manually on him in order to get him killed. And then Pestilence Testy here on Pestilence kited him perfectly well and survived due to that. So that was beautiful play. We have initiation on middle here, and the Andromeda was Invis, but it's not enough to get the Hellbringer ultimate and the Chipper ultimate. The Zeus Thunderbringer just gets dropped immediately, and Andromeda just has to watch helplessly as her teammate goes down.
Yeah, Malphus is a very big character, and every time you see him, you know, oh dear. But yeah, that's going to extend the lead right now to EG for a 7-5 here, 9 minutes in. So, I mean, we're up to 12 kills, 9 minutes in. Pretty good stuff. We do have some counter warding going on down south. I did notice Yoda took out some of your Hellborn wards down there, but not to be unexpected, I don't think, here, Bdiz.
No, just standard play. He knew where I warded, so he got rid of it. I also counter-warded their lane ward just now because we were looking to get a little bit more active and get some ganks going. Just because if we were losing the 2 solo lanes, we wanted to at least win the tri-lane and keep their only hard carry down. Whereas Forsaken Archer isn't really even that much of a hard carry, which is a good point for this game. Mm-hmm. Both teams have semi-carry-ish heroes as their hardest carries, being Pestilence and Thunderbringer for us, and EG's side was Chipper, Hellbringer to an extent, and Forsaken Archer.
Right. I do see that Pestilence is up top, but he's all alone. He's just catching up on a little bit of farm, or is there going to be a lane swap going on here?
He knew that he wasn't getting an ECS bottom lane. You can look, he's got 11 CS at 10 minutes, which is absolutely abysmal.
Yep.
The one thing keeping him in it is the one hero kill he got, as well as the assist money. So he had to swap lanes, and we were having bubbles roam around.
Yeah, but with him up top, I mean, look at this Andromeda. She just goes down, like even tower dive, no problem. There's no one there to help her out, and she's not exactly a good solo laner, so to speak. Chu just absolutely destroying mid. SK Cardinal, he's going down, as Chu is now, he's up to a 5-0 on his score. Definitely very, is he going to tower dive right now, right into Fog? This could definitely go the other way, but no, it looks like he's going to take it and live to see it. Oh, completely owning 6-0. What a great start right now for this Chipper.
That right there was an example of how powerful Chu really is on Chipper. He landed his first 2 rockets, which were absolutely perfectly placed. And that's what triggered him to tower dive with a DD and gave him the kill.
And also it was superb decision making, because he knew that the Chalice would give him HP back when he killed Thunderbringer. So if he didn't have this item, but still enough mana to use all his spells, he would have died. But due to this, he survived this. And bottom, we actually have a beautiful announcing pack, isn't it? Anyways, we have a kill on FA there. And if I remember correctly, this is going to happen a few more times, and that's what SK basically kept into the game, because other than FA, they don't have real carries. They have 2 semi-carries in Hellbringer and Chipper. We have another gang top. Hellbringer Ultimate for some reason dropped. Oh man, these announcing packs. Anyway, Hellbringer Ultimate dropped, but he died, of course, and Thunderbringer drops once again. He has no chance whatsoever anymore to live against the Chipper, and he's now at 0-6 at the moment.
0-6 compared to the 7-0 Chu. Wow, just two sides of the coin there. Up top, I did notice the Andromeda and the Witch Slayer gang. I thought that the timing there of the crowd control was pretty expert, at least in my opinion. Bubbles now. Oh, he's good. Wow, Chu, long range rocket to the back of the head, and that's going to take him up to 8-0. A fantastic positioning coming out of Chu right now. But I mean, right, it was Bubbles up against 2 heroes, and both of them with disables. I mean, he can only do so much against that. He's much more suited for that solo lane, at least to me. But yeah, a lot going down right now. EG coming out very strong. They're really riding their momentum at this point. 12-7 after winning that first game. They got to be feeling really good. Now, when this kind of happens, like the losing team, you got to really keep your morale really up there. And was that actually happening for you guys, Bdiz, or did you kind of start getting a little gloomy?
Bogd was actually kind of emo. I mean, he got a horrible start. He's already outlaned in terms of hero. Excuse me for a second, I have to clear my throat.
Mm-hmm. Take your time.
Alright, sorry about that. But he was already outmatched in terms of heroes. Then he gets faced with a DD rune. He makes one mistake, gives Bloodlust to Chu. Just another huge mistake. Then at the 2-minute rune, Chu gets an illusion. And he's just completely screwed and he's feeding. So he was getting a little bit emo over that. But we were able to keep it together as a team and just keep on trucking, because like in this match, $2,000 is on the line for one best of 3 series, so we weren't just going to give up.
Fair enough. A little bit of initiation going down south. The Forsaken Archer overextending just a little bit. Fogged picking up his first kill stealing it with that ultimate of his. That might be a little harsh, but I mean, he does need that farm. But great job there by the Witch Slayer and the Bubbles combination. I mean, they really tried, Forsaken Archer and Behemoth really tried to take down that Pimp Slayer, but the Pimp is all in this case, and he got out of that no problem. I did notice there was a little bit of harassment up top as well before that, but Invisible Chipper, he's going to see Angry Pestilence coming in here, but Chu's going to clean that up, no problem. So Fog got the kill there on the Mimrodon, and now it looks like he's just really keeping his distance at this point. He really doesn't want to die anymore, does he? But he's come up now to 2-6-1, both landing 2 kills there.
One of the things we actually talked about as being a bright spot is how underleveled Yoda is, and how Behemoth didn't get any farms, so he's not going to have a portal key too quickly. As you look at the scoreboard, he's only got 7 creep kills right now. He's sitting on 100 gold, or not even 100 gold, after picking up his essentials of Chalice and Striders. So there were a couple tiny little bright spots for us, and we basically decided, okay, Fog's going to sit in the back, try to pick off anyone he can, such as the underleveled Yoda on Myrmidon, and that's what he did just there.
Well, you guys are definitely not down and out yet. 13-9 is the score, but right now, I mean, experience and gold, very manageable, very easy to come back. In the mid, we do have Bubbles. He's getting initiated upon, but down goes the Kelp Field. The Weed Field missing out of the Mimrodon, and Fog picking up his 3rd kill, so he's definitely starting to come back up out of that pit. But it looks like right now Chipper is just going to say, no thanks. That was a new one, gotcha. But I guess that's something of a taunt. Chu finally goes down first death of the game, 9-1. Does not look like his team could help him out of that whatsoever. Andromeda looks to be the new target. She is going to go down with a little bit of poison from the skeletons, and double tap coming out for Zabuska. It does not look like Bubbles is going to jump into that wisely enough. He's very low on the hit points. Pestilence and Fogged, I mean, they're quite healthy, and now they're going to stay in lane. Chu is now level 11. Fogged is only 8, but maybe he can start climbing back up if he does more of these team fights as he's going. So 15-11, we're just hitting the 16-minute mark, and just a lot of action here centered around the mid right now, isn't it? But I mean, Nova, I mean, I don't barely see any wards right now. I see one up top. The top mid tower goes down, 2 down south. The counter warding game is being played pretty effectively here.
I think there's a lack of mana. We have another money. We have another initiation middle, but it's all over the place. So Witchfire just takes out FA once again. Hellbringer's out of position, is going to get taken out there. So despite the Hellbringer ultimate, they couldn't just take any momentum out of that. Andromeda now is in a very bad spot. I don't see her getting out there whatsoever, and nope. But that was just the result of the team fight. That was not bad positioning. As for the warding, it was actually quite interesting ward. There was a counter ward for the lane ward on the bottom lane, and there's a pretty good ward of side there to prevent any ganks who are always coming from the side, not from the lane at the daytime. So that was actually, I guess, made to give one hero free farm on bottom, maybe Pestilence or Bubbles, or maybe even Witchslayer for the portal key. Then again, EG does apply so much pressure, especially in the mid tower went down now, whereas Chipper is here jumping in with a freshly bought portal key to kill the Bubbles, but he will go down as a result of that. I dare questioning his decision making there. But anyways, that's the result. But EG is pressuring them so much that they can't make use of the ward on bottom. Bdiz, is that correct that you said the ward there for free farming bottom?
Yeah, that was obviously intended for getting some farm bottom. There was a good amount of action down there, as you saw before all the action mid. The action was kind of focused around the bottom lane for a little while. So we wanted to be prepared for any fights over there in that area. As far as the team fight mid, Chu got picked off and we got his champion of North streak, which is pretty huge. He basically just overplayed 2 times in a row just now, leading to his 2 deaths. Then, was it Dodo and Hellburner overplayed? We picked him off. Then when I died, you notice that I ran towards Kongor's pit. I knew based on Chu's position and him having phase boots, I was dead either way. Instead of potentially getting more teammates killed, I just kind of suicided near Kongor's pit.
Yep.
Talking about suicide, I mean, you guys set up a nice pincer attack down south here on the Forsaken Archer, but, I mean, yeah, he finally got her down, but wow, that was really the turnaround there. It almost looks like he got insta-gibbed from all the support coming out down to this bottom lane.
He actually had a full power supply, and he juked us with a little bit. Cardinal left before getting 1 auto attack off. Thankfully, his ult was up because he was able to finish him off. I was completely fine with suiciding myself to get Forsaken Archer, obviously, because he's a carry, and I'm just a lowly Andromeda.
Yeah, obviously, protecting your carries is something that support is also going to be able to do. Dying for them is very noble of you guys, the unsung heroes of your team, so to speak. As for pauses, I think we all still have our auto skip on. Is that true?
We will see.
We'll find out. 3,
We'll
2,
find out.
1.
No.
Okay.
But I had a crash, so...
Alright, we'll just do a quick pause here before this team fight, but it does look like Trafalmador is, I got them all stopped here in slow motion. It looks like he's in for a world of hurt here. We're at 28-16, Nova?
Yes. Chu just bottle keyed in and got caught by a very nice Bubbles ultimate.
Oh, well, I paused it.
Yeah, I paused there.
Okay, so 28-16, we're good?
Mm-hmm.
Bdiz?
I just like to... Yeah, I'm there too.
Okay.
I just like to note that that's right after a pause again, and they're initiating a fight.
That is true. That is true. Essie, are we good on 28-16?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, play. So yeah, a lot of damage going down on Bubbles, but it looks like he's okay for it, at least right now. But the Hellbringer throwing down Malphus on top of Fogged, he's going to go down instead. But yeah, I remember that from first game, as you were saying, every time there was a pause, they go down. They just go straight for a kill, and it does look like Thunderbringer was the target there. So yeah, 19-15 is the score now. We're just hitting the 20.5-minute mark right now. 5,000 experience, nearly 7,000 gold is being awarded here to EG. Now we are, 20 minutes in. Do we have any kind of big item pickups here? I mean, like, what do you think of the items right now?
Let's actually put that off for a second. 'Cause there's a fight coming up.
Yeah, I do see Bubbles in here. He's being picked on a little bit. We do have Witch Slayer. He's going to be at least bringing Myrmidon out to play out of this forest. Does look like Chu, however, he wants none of that. He's just going to go straight for the kill on Bubbles. He goes down, no problem. But Pestilence, he's going to come in here. He's going to try to take down this behemoth. Not too sure where Forsaken Archer died from, but lots of damage going on. Fogged is going to be retreating at least a little bit, but Dodo, he's definitely going to be in a body bag right now. It does look like that Yoda, he's going to be running away from the three heroes on his tail. I don't know. Weedfield, running right into the Weedfield. That's probably not going to seal the deal. So cutting up a little bit of creeps. I think right now that was exactly what you guys needed right now. You took out 4 of EG, and all you lost was Bubbles. So, yeah, good job there, Bdiz.
Yeah, that fight was a huge turning point in the game. After we got 4 for 1, Pestilence now has his portal key. Witch Slayer lived, got a kill. He's up to 1,500 gold, close to his portal key. Bubbles just died, so he's nowhere near his portal key, obviously. Another huge thing was levels. I was level 8. After that one fight, I went to level 10.5 or so. Because I was like dual experience on the Chipper kill, who's level 13, which is absolutely massive. Being able to catch up in levels that much in experience. As you can see, the experience gap is only 700 now, which is trivial. The gold gap is 5,000.
You might be a little ahead of me. Mine says 986, but yeah, it's in and around that.
I was actually a little behind.
Okay, fair enough, yeah. But no, that really did close up the gap, and as you said, I mean, you guys are going for a 3 portal key setup here. I guess, well, I mean, Chu has his own as well. He's just going to use it right now to harass Thunderbringer. I don't quite think he can instigate Thunderbringer quite like he used to yet. But, yeah, 3 portal keys? Is that the ultimate goal here for you guys?
Yeah, with the heroes that we have, that is what we're going for. And we know that their Behemoth is farming bottom, and he's definitely close to his portal key based on towers, so we're looking to set up a gank on him. They don't know that our Pestilence has a portal key, so he leaps in right on top of B-Kid's Behemoth, comes in with Bubbles, and they pick him off really easily before any TPs could come into support.
Yeah, he did go down really quick. I was wondering what that background noise was. That was Miss Pudding saying Ultimate Warrior. So I thought that was a little humorous. I do think we have a few minutes here, but you did just go over quickly the items there on the Hellborn. What do we got here on the Legion here, Nova?
Legion items. I was just fascinated that Hellbringer made it out there, luckily, and Andromeda is still searching him. Legion items. Yeah, Behemoth is still working on his portal key. 1,400 gold now. He just died. He was pretty close to it. It's unfortunate for him. But a good job by SK. They did it in 2 games in a row now. Exactly when they have the portal key, they're using it as a surprise factor because EG is not aware of it. As for FA, she died a freaking 7 times. That's just wow. I mean, she has Firebrand and Steam Boots. That's nothing. Should have Geomeda's Bane, or at least have the art for it. And then we have a Chipper who bought himself a portal key. I don't know why he did that. Maybe they wanted to end the game very early and he hoped for another portal key on Behemoth to line it up better with him. They actually group up on bottom with 5 heroes. And the last hero is Myrmidon being the main support here. I believe Hellbringer is the secondary support because he went for a puzzle box. And yeah, he just bought wards, striders, and has 145 bracelet. And that's the usual for supports.
Yeah, the support usually goes, get the hit points up a little bit, survive a little longer, and then sinks a lot of gold into warding, counter warding, and all that. Now, I did notice SK did not really seem to care about the bottom tower. You guys split your pressure from the mid and to the top, and now, Witch Slayer, you're not going to get out of that. 3 portal stones, 4 portal stones. portal keys, homecoming stones, whatever. People came mid, and they defended that very well, and it does not even look like who just died. Hellbringer, he died to a lot of pressure. You guys got the top tower, you didn't get the mid, so and you did successfully defend the bottom tower. That was obviously a calculated move, right?
Yeah, we went for a standard 2-for-1 trade. We're pushing 2 lanes while they're pushing 1. They decided they didn't want to give it to us because obviously it's not a good trade for them. They sent 4 portals mid. We finished top tower, then 4 of us portal to bottom. Hellbringer stayed there, putting pressure on the tower. Guess they had a miscommunication, not realizing Pestilence had a blink. We used that to catch him and kill him. And he had another huge misplay where he wasted Malphus on trying to save himself when he was already dead. It did absolutely nothing but feed us a little bit more gold and experience. So that's another little less than 2 minutes now where he's not going to have that ultimate and we'll have an advantage.
Yeah, so you're going to try to make use of that. I do see Witchslayer's picked up his portal key. Pestilence has his. Bubbles, not quite. He's getting close, Bubbles. He's at 1,800 gold. But question here from IRC. Thunderbringer, he picked himself up a Gnome's Wisdom. Typical?
He went for a cheap item. He had a terrible starting game. He needed to get a cheap yet effective item, and Gnome's Wisdom is just that. It's cheap, it gives him some intellect so he can get more spells off in a team fight. Gives the team a little more survivability with the armor aura and pushing power as well. And a little bit more HP for him. It's just a cheap and effective item.
Okay, so it was an adapted item, wasn't part of a core build at all.
Correct.
Alright, so I do see you were talking a little bit about armor debuff stacking here on Kongor. Oh, Kongor has a buff called the Kongor upgrade. Oh, that's interesting. You guys are going for Kongor here, 27 minutes, and I don't even think that Evil Genius has had any clue. They do have this one ward of sight here, but you guys made sure that there was no wards of sight anywhere near, and you picked that up almost unhindered. So props to you guys there.
Yeah, at nighttime actually, when you're Legion with the ward that they have placed, I knew it was there because I dropped a counter ward that you can see and I ward uphill. If you sneak in from the right side entrance, they do not have vision of it at nighttime. So we did exactly that, and since we didn't counter the ward, they were less likely to pick up on it, and they just didn't pick up on us doing Kongor. It ended up being a Kongor for a tower trade, which we're completely fine with.
Well, you also just took down the mid tower. Creeps took out the mid tower, so it was a tower for a tower and a Kongor. So you actually came out ahead there.
Unfortunately, we had a triple stack of Predator Ancients. We wanted to do them after Kongor since they were pushing bottom. We didn't risk it, and Chew on Chip took it out with all blades combined with the Behemoth Treasure.
You're going a little robot here, duder. Try rejoining the chat as we do see Chipper go down in the mid here, as well as who else just died there? Cardinal on what is Cardinal again? Nova, help me out here. Witchslayer, Pimp Slayer. That's why I don't recognize it. Well, I didn't recognize the icon. It's like, who is that? Yeah, it's Pimp Slayer. So a 1-for-1 exchange there. As Bdiz was saying here, I mean, they cleaned up that triple stack of Ancients, so a little bit of hard work lost there, but the experience gaps are actually now really normalized. We're at 53 experience difference. That's nothing. I mean, that's a few creep kills. So right now, I mean, 22-22. Who would you give the advantage to right now, Nova? I mean, we do have Kongor sitting right now on SK, and the towers are, I mean, a little lopsided. They're 9-6 right now. But who do you think has the upper hand?
Chipper won't have the impact he had before because he went for portal key, and if he had a Staff of the Master, he would deal way more damage in a team fight with well-placed ultimates, and obviously he can place good ultimates. FA, their only real carry is off to a really, really, really bad start. Really bad. Did I say really? I mean really bad. So she has no items, and at the moment SK is definitely has a favor. He has some triple delayed initiation. They're not. Oh, they actually do take out Hellbringer, which is very huge for them. But Witchslayer will die. No, he won't. Amazing swap by Andromeda there. Then Pestilence goes in as well now. And they will turn around, but there comes the support from Legion. A good Behemoth ultimate takes out Bubbles. And Andromeda tries to run away. Chipper is not going to follow because Thunderbringer is there, and Witchslayer, who still has mana, although no life, is there as well. So that's it for now. I have to give the advantage to SK, even though they lost bubbles for Hellbringer, and the gap got a bit bigger. Andromeda is there for some reason, I don't know, but she gets taken out, and yeah, I think Thunderbringer should be fine. So, anyways, I still think they have the advantage. Token of life lost on Pestilence, and you can turn around now and just take out the Myrmidon, although it's the serial killer for Fogged because he took the last hit with the Chain Lightning. So, yeah, I think I still have to give the advantage, a slight advantage to this game.
Yeah, that was a 2-for-2 exchange, but the important thing here is that Pestilence's token of life, that is now out of the equation, so they did, ultimately, I do believe they achieved what they wanted. 2-for-2 exchanges, that Hellbringer for the bubbles, not too sure which was the better one there, but Andromeda was almost like a throwaway. He was just so far out of position being chased by Chu, and then hit by the Forsaken Archer. And speaking of the Andromeda, you back in alive there, Bdiz?
Yeah, am I good now?
Yep, sounds good, buddy. So that team fight, I mean, you guys did lose your token of life. So I mean, I do think that is kind of what they were aiming for after they found out your Kongor went down.
Yeah, they definitely wanted to get rid of the token of life as soon as possible. However, that fight got our Pestilence really close to his BKB or Shrunken Head, and also Nova alluded to the kill steal on the Myrmidon kill. Fogged was actually using Chain Lightning to attempt to get a Lightning Rod proc onto B-Kid to try to pick off Behemoth as well. Unfortunately, B-Kid, with great reaction times, was able to get out of there quickly enough that the Lightning Rod proc didn't hit him and block his blink.
So it wasn't super intentional, but the end result is he did pick up that other kill. Fogged has actually now really climbed out of that pit. He's 8-7 now, down south. Just so much damage going down on Forsaken. Oh, wow, she actually lived out of that 44 hit points. Can't really say the same for this Witch Slayer, but no, it does look like Sabuska did go down to a sacrifice there by Bubbles. So 2-for-1 exchange, just 45 hit points. One auto attack is all they needed. Great reaction coming out of Sabuska, popping his Geometer's Bane. Just to do a quick update on the items, Geometer's Bane, and it looks like the beginnings of probably a Shrunken Head there on the Forsaken Archer. We do have level 3 puzzle box there up on the Hellbringer, and Behemoth, he has a portal key. I think he's had it for a little bit now, though. We did allude to that last fight. Portal key on the Chipper, but he's had that for ages. The Staff of the Master is the important one, really buffing up his ultimate there, and this is going to make him a wrecking machine. And, well, Yoda is Yoda. He gets his nice support items. He has some magic resist, which will probably help out down the line. But right now, yep, it's going good. 26-25 is the score. A little bit of an experience lead again for Evil Geniuses, 3,000. But at this point, I mean, a few hero kills will be the end of that. Speaking of hero kills, it does look like Chu is going to be exactly that. That reduces it by 2,000 right there. So that, as I said, a few. This is just well within anyone's game at this point. So.
Real quick tidbit right there.
Yeah.
We knew he picked up the Invisrune bottom. I said on vent, watch Chu come right here. Get over your team. We're going to kill him. As I dropped the Word of Revelation, and we picked him off, sure enough. And also, from all tag, I think I'm out of sync. Can we do a sync up really quick?
Yep, sure. I'm just going to pause the game now. And I'm at 42 minutes, 4 seconds for the replay.
I'm there as well.
Okay. SE?
1 second on me.
Wait. Okay, I'm good.
42.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1, play. Now, we do have a lot of pressure coming down here south from SK, but, I mean, we don't have any Tier 1 towers left. You guys have lost both your mid towers as well as both your bottoms, so you guys just want to try to even this up right now? I mean, there's a nice ripe defense tower sitting there with nobody coming to defend it.
Yeah, we just got the huge pickoff on Chu from the counter ward I placed. We knew he didn't have a buyback because he just got the Staff of the Master, so we were going to take a free tower off of that. Plus, we just got our BKB on Pestilence, so if they were to fight us, we would be at a huge advantage.
Yeah, 4v5 with some magic immunity. I mean, you guys also have a lot of mobility. I mean, the Shell Surf, the Portal Key from Bubbles, plus the AoE aspects that you guys have going right now. it would have definitely been a huge advantage to you. EG wisely did not even put up a defense at all. But I mean, what's the aim at this point? 34 minutes in, you guys have tied up the kills, and the experience in gold right now is very negligible advantage. So you guys got to be feeling pretty good compared to a little bit earlier in this game.
Oh yeah, it was a huge morale boost that they made the mistakes that they made, and essentially got us right back into this game in the series. What our game plan was at this point was basically play a little bit passive and safe for a little bit, wait on the next Kongor, secure that, and then get super aggressive with our portal keys. We know that our late game is better than theirs because they have Forsaken Archer versus our Pestilence, but Thunderbringer. One of the things that we knew going into this match is Thunderbringer with Spell Shards 3 makes his passive Lightning Rod do essentially true damage, and it's absolutely ridiculous amounts of damage that he can pull off. So we knew with that, if he got farmed up, we would have a better late game than EG, so we didn't want to get too aggressive right off the bat. We're going to play a little cautiously and get to the late game phase.
Alright. Nova, would you concur that I know we were talking a little bit more about carries, semi-carries, but SK here for like a late game setup, they really have the better team?
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
Okay, because it's a bit bugged at the moment. FA is a semi-carry, although she's often played as a hard carry, but she initially was, I believe, composed to have abilities to roam as well, or gank a bit before they push towers. Pestilence is a semi-carry as well, but he's a stronger one than FA, definitely, because his passive scales better for the carry. Actually, have some counter warding going on there. You can take over the team fight if you want to.
Well, I'm not too sure there's going to be a team fight, but we do have Myrmidon going down, and Bubbles under a lot of attack. The popped Shrunken Head from Pestilence, he's going to save him a lot of damage going on. It does look like Forsaken Archer's the target. She goes down. Malphus is just kind of trailing behind at this point, but Flight on a Pestilence just going to chase down well, pretty much everyone. Behemoth's going to come in here with a great ultimate, and I'm not too sure it's going to be enough. He does finally take down Angry Testy. It does look like Andromeda is going to be helping to take out that Behemoth. That's, I think, the first genocide of the game, I do believe, and all you had to pay for it was a Pestilence. So the mobility factor, I mean, the Shrunken Head really, really helped out there, having a hugely mobile hero like Pestilence there with a Shrunken Head, just running in and getting some great shots off there. Definitely, you guys got to be feeling in the groove right now.
Yeah, that team fight was again another huge success for us. Two big things though that you might have missed was one, Tralfmador and Bubbles did go down. He caught Hellbringer, Chipper, and Behemoth, two of their two blinks essentially, and Malphus, and he disabled them with his ultimate in silence before they could help and initiate on us after we caught their Myrmidon. Then he bought back at the end of the fight, and we also caught FA with stuns, me and Cardinal did, before he could pop his Shrunken Head, so he was essentially taken out of the fight without doing anything. Then Kongor respawned right afterwards. Testy had the goal to buy back, he did so we could get the second Kongor kill of the game.
Yeah, I noticed you guys went straight there. Now, you guys don't have like a timer running or anything, it just happened you noticed he was up?
No, pretty much every good team, you look at what time Kongor dies, add 10 minutes of clock, and you have one person keep track of that. And that's usually my job as a support. I keep track of like timers and stuff, and we just know when he's going to be up. It's pretty much the same with every top team, I think, right, Nova?
Yeah, is it?
Gotta find out if you do it too, because
Thundering gets sucked away from Andromeda, yeah, and Andromeda has to die for it, but Thundering will live. That was pretty good there from you. As for timers, well, the red dot spawns again on the minimap, and that's what you instantly notice, because you at that level you look more on the minimap than you actually look on the map, except for team fights, of course, especially when you're farming, etc. But there are different things. I know, for example, that DWI is doing the following. Raiko, Sniper Dad, is writing the time when they kill Kongor in the Ali chat, and then he just later checks it by scrolling up in the chat. So every team has different approaches to this, I guess.
Yeah, fair enough. You should never assume, because, you know, when you assume, you make an ass out of, well, you. Not me, but you. Anyways, we do have a lot of damage going down here on this defense tower with Andromeda dead. It does not look like a 5v4 is exactly what SK wants. Still a little bit out of position. This Pimp Slayer is kind of just digging around down in the south, but the tower does not go down. 200 hit points, but I mean these towers are not going to be regenerating or anything at all. So that is going to be a big disadvantage later on in the game. You are ahead now in kills, 31-29, 40 minutes into this game, and you've taken the experience and the gold lead again, but not very solid numbers at this point. Another genocide on your end could be the better of it, but we do have the portal key combinations coming in. Look at that, all three mobile heroes down south going to be taking down Sabuska, who probably had no idea it was coming because there's no wards in this jungle. Would you like to say anything about the wards right now there, Nova?
There's one word middle. G usually likes to create an axis, but either the wards got countered, I don't know about that, or they just didn't have time or gold or something to place them, but there's only one word in middle for EG. That's it, for all I can see.
They actually also had a ward just outside of our base in middle. I planted a counter ward once I resurrected as they were retreating. I saw where it was. Instead of wasting time and killing it, I continued going down towards bottom because we were looking to make a push.
Oh, and a push is what you're making, but oh, that was not a good idea. A stun into the Chipper ultimate. That's going to be 3 quick deaths for SK, as EG really does not want to be giving up this game whatsoever. Thunderbringer is going to get initiated upon by at least a portal key and a Hellbringer. Are you okay there, Nova?
That was so unfortunate. It hurts me watching it. I remember now that I watched it on the stream. It was actually perfect. Andromeda had an Invis rune, and she was standing in the middle of EG, so she could have initiated any time. And then the Hellbringer is like, let's send my minions into the SK team. And then he pops the minions from Puzzle Box having True Sight, and Andromeda is, quite in the worst possible imaginable position ever. So that's how the team fight got initiated, and then there was like mass panic and people dropped in, and then Jay just dropped consequently.
And there was also another buyback there. Forsaken Archer was dead but bought back as we dove in to, our team tried to dive in to save me and try to make something happen.
Well, I don't quite think anything quite happened the way you guys wanted it to. Middle tower is now gone, but in comes at least the Pestilence, popping that shrunken head. He's going to be taking down Chu. No problem. We do have Forsaken Archer popping her head. Now Myrmidon, he's going to go down as well. Behemoth is looking to be in a bad situation, as is Hellbringer. He's kind of being overwhelmed, so to speak, right now. We do have the geometers being popped here from Forsaken Archer, but right now it does not look like EG can put up any kind of offensive front, as it does look like Chipper bought back. He's making his way right back up to the mid, so there are 4 deaths, but Chipper is now definitely back, and then there's the Behemoth to make the 5-kill streak, and I don't think you want to initiate upon this dude. There's just nobody for you to hit at this point, so he bought back essentially for nothing there. Did you guys even know he bought back?
We noticed he bought back. I tend to keep an eye, like right when I die, I don't really watch the team fight too much. I just watch for buybacks, especially when you get past like the 30-minute mark in the game where buybacks start to happen. One huge thing that I like to note about that team fight is I had a little swap there that actually paid huge dividends. Based on where I was, the Forsaken Archer was BKB'd hitting me from the other side of the fissure. The fissure trapped him inside of our base for a couple of seconds from my swap. Then he got creep blocked and he was in a terrible spot with his BKB down, and that eventually led to his death.
Yeah, so good eye there.
Actually was a good play, not to toot my own horn or anything, but it was a good play that got Forsaken Archer killed, where otherwise he would have been able to just walk out of her base scot-free.
Well, it definitely paid off. I mean, you guys got basically another genocide there, and that propels your golden experience almost to virtually the same it was when I looked at it last time. That's interesting. But, I mean, you did put a lot of pressure down here on the defense tower. More important, though, you kept your Raxes alive here in the mid. And, again, just another morale thing. Evil Geniuses at this point, I mean, they took game 1. They had a very strong opening in game number 2. But now I got to be wondering, why is this game going on so long? And to reflect that, let's just take a quick look at items. Behemoth has picked himself up, Mystic Vestments. I guess he might be going for some resist a little bit down the line. We do have Plate Mail and a Gnome's Wisdom on Hellbringer. So Frostfield Plate is the only thing I can really think of for there. As we've also seen the Shrunken Head, the Geometers, and another Mighty Blade coming out here for Forsaken Archer. That's probably going to be turning itself into a Frostwolf Skull fairly short-ordered. Bubbles, that's an illusion. Never mind. I was going to say, he's going down really quick. I don't quite think they do that much damage. But out comes Fog's ultimate. The Weed Field not going to be affecting that Pestilence. And now all this physical damage is going down on Forsaken Archer. The ultimate, her illusions not going to be saving her too much. It looks like she's going to get away, at least for now. But we do have a lot of mobility here on Team SK. Andromeda swapping and stunning right onto that Chew. But Behemoth's going to try to clean that back up. Pestilence goes down. But now his ultimate is definitely out of the count. It's 2-1 is the kills right now. And it does not look like either team wants to give it up, so to speak. The Fisher probably really saved the rest of Team EG right there, as it does look like SK is content just to back it up. They know they won that fight, and EG tail between its legs going back to town. And whew, that kind of came out of nowhere, didn't it, Nova?
Yeah, they prepared for the team fight, obviously, but it was a beautiful initiation by SK because they took out Hellbringer before he even could pop the ultimate. And Hellbringer doesn't have any items like a Shrunk Head or something, so all he does, as you mentioned before, is the Plate Mail to go probably for the Frostfield Plate. So that was a very good pickup. The problem, though, was that there was not enough follow-up for the Forsaken Archer. Pestilence was the only one who was hitting her, and the team fight was like over half the map. As you could see, you would probably have the screen turned left and right all the time as well to capture all the action that actually happened, but if there would have been one more hero who would have just auto-attacked the Forsaken Archer, she would have died, and that would have been pretty huge there. Still, they saved the Rex, that's the most important thing, and probably they were busy anyways, because, as I said before, the fight was like drawn all over the map.
Any comments there, Bdiz?
Just beautiful initiation by Tralfendor catching Hellbringer before he ulted was a huge thing. Dodo got a little bit out of positioning. They paid the price and lost another team fight.
Yeah, it seems to be a trend right now.
Yeah, a little bit. They're having a bunch of misplays. They're mismanaging this game similar to how we mismanaged our early lead last game, even though we did it a lot worse. Or, I don't know if you could say it was a lot worse, but we both mismanaged mid-game the first two games.
Who has Shield of the 5? That indicates that we have Plated Greaves. Who has Plated Greaves on the team?
It's actually not Plated Greaves. It's just the starting items for a Astrolabe picked up by Yoda on Myrmidon.
Oh, he does have a Shield of the 5. Well, that'd explain why I can't find a Plated Greaves. Alright, so, yeah, Astrolabe. Now, you were playing Myrmidon last game. Now, in terms of item builds of this Myrmidon versus your Myrmidon last game, I mean, is this more of a typical thing for support Myrmidon, getting like an Astrolabe down the line, or what?
Me and Yoda obviously have completely different views on how to play the hero. For one example, he maxes Magikarp first, which is a guaranteed hit on a non-blinker, versus Wheatfield, which is an AoE stun, and the stun duration increases each rank up. He also gets Striders, which I absolutely despise on that hero.
Mm-hmm.
That's one hero that I refuse to ever get Striders on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just different play styles. He's doing a completely different pure support build. He doesn't want to utilize the ultimate for anything but an escape, where I see the hero as having some real potential with a BKB and a Warp Cleft.
Okay. Just as a quick note here, it does look like the 5 push. Did that rocket actually hit you guys down by the Kongor? Is that why you all backed off? Or are you just backing off because you knew that since they were trying to do a rocket down there, they're probably going to come get you?
They actually moved on the map. They were all at top lane. They moved quickly to mid. We knew that they knew Kongor was up because, you know, the red dot timers, whatever they use as their mechanic to figure out he's alive.
Yep.
So we're not going to risk a team fight there.
So you just back off. I mean, we do have a lot of them here in the mid. Does look like I thought Mimrodon was going to finish up something, but it does not look like that's going to be the case. I did notice a lot of wards going down here at the Kongor. You know, counter wards, wards of revelation, the wards of sight. You had 5 here at one point. You just really wanted to make sure your stage was clear, huh?
Yeah, we don't want them to know when we're doing Kongor, obviously. And we want to have complete vision of the surrounding area because Kongor, especially the third one when he also drops bans, is extremely, extremely crucial to the game. And we wanted to give ourselves every possible advantage we could to get the Kongor kill. As you can see, EG also wants to get it, and they just planted a ward inside of Kongor's pit as well as a ward outside that shows the entrance.
Yeah, I did notice that ward right there. So, I mean, even this late into the game, 50 minutes now is the timestamp. And, I mean, the warding, counter-warding game, it never goes away, does it, Nova?
No, of course not. It doesn't even lose or gain importance at any stage of the game, because there are so many different things that are going on and all need to be supported by wards whatsoever. So, no, definitely not.
I do see that you just put down here a Ward of Revelation. You found the Ward of Sight. You still don't know about the other Kongor one. I wonder if that's going to come into play a little bit later. But right now, 50 minutes, as I said, 39-35 is the score, so not a low kill game by any means. You have expanded your experience lead a little bit, 10,000 now. Gold lead is still more or less equal. 1,000 gold at this stage of the game is really easy to pick up anywhere, so to speak. And just, I don't know, both teams are kind of just chilling. So a very defensive mindset right now, Bdiz, or just you're waiting for them to initiate?
This is one of those typical Kongor standoffs. We sent Tralf on Bubbles top to kind of put a little pressure on the lane to get the farm, push it back. Because when you're doing Kongor, you typically want to have your lanes pushing the opponent to put a little extra, you know, pressure on them, pressure on their towers. So we sent him top as he's a very mobile, extremely difficult to kill target, especially with a BKB and a blink dagger on Bubbles. It's really hard to take him down. So we had him go and push it up a little bit. And when we noticed that they were up top harassing him, myself and Cardinal went and took out EG's ward that was placed to show the rune, also the entrance to Kongor's pit. Although we still didn't realize there was one inside of Kongor's pit.
Well, you gotta be sneaky, right? Gotta be sneaky. Just took a quick look here at Chu. Chu's picked himself up some spell shards, level 2 spell shards. Now, this is a fairly new item with HoN 2.0, but I mean, on a chipper, that's just really gonna buff out all his damage output, won't it, Nova?
Yeah, of course. Actually, I don't know if I should spoil or not. What would you say?
Preferably not.
Too bad. Anyways, it will help him a lot, and it's definitely an item still to be explored, but I don't think it will stay like this for too long, if I may say so, because I think it's too strong at the moment.
So you think that there's probably a nerf in the future here of spell shards?
Yeah, I think so. Or maybe the item gets reworked or taken away, because what you will be seeing later is pretty ridiculous. Bdiz already mentioned it before, especially on the passive Lightning Rod, essentially making a true damage. It's just, yeah, I don't know what comments you want on that, but it's pretty heavy.
I'm just filling space at this time. You were talking a little bit about sending... Whoa, that was weird. Sending Trafalmador there top, and he has successfully taken a tower. He just wasted that Homecoming Stone, however. Not too sure what happened there.
It interrupted by Beacon's Fissure.
Well, not according to my screen, but over on the other side, knowing that you're missing that Bubbles, it does look like the initiation happened. Pestilence, he's going to be going down as well as Andromeda, but they paid for it with a Chu and a Myrmidon. So two for two at this point. Bubbles, he is going to jump right in there. I didn't actually expect that, but he's going to pop his Shrunken Head, and now just so much damage coming out of them. But the Geometers from Forsaken is going to be chasing off any other kind of kills here, and well, I'd have to say the Kongor standoff is definitely broken right now, but I'm not too sure either teams are gonna really risk trying to do it right now. I say that, and there goes Angry Testy.
We actually had Testy buy back from that. Huge thing in that fight was just at the end when Tralfmador came in. Sure, we didn't kill anyone with his spells, but we forced them to the fountain. They're not in any kind of position to fight this right now at Kongor, and we know it, so we're taking the kill and getting both Aegis and Bananas now.
Oh yeah, 3 kills Bananas. Great times. Now, Bananas, that's only a single target replenish, right?
Yes.
Yeah, just making sure.
Bdiz, please tell me, did Fogged misclick there, or did you really want the token on Thunderbringer?
Hey, that was a misclick. Come on. We wanted the token on our Pestilence, but he ended up taking it, and we ended up with Bananas on Pestilence.
Was he raging about that?
No, that wasn't a big deal to us. Like, we knew, like, obviously, you know, you want the token on Pestilence because worst case scenario, better to have a token than Bananas in case you're CC'd, but we didn't make a big deal out of it. We were too busy focusing on what we had to do in the game to win, to stay alive in the series.
That's good.
Well, as we did say, I mean, this is what was it, $2,000 on the line here for this matchup?
Yep. Winner secures at least $2,000 more plus a chance at the 10K first prize.
Yeah, that's a pretty big incentive to get it done right.
Yeah, but especially that would actually encourage many teams out there to start raging about these things. And of course, this rage would be pretty mindless, but with so much money on the line, there are emotions involved, etc., and then it would be rather normal. And saying that it didn't happen shows that it's pretty professional what's going on there at SK, I think. So yeah.
I kind of liked how we were Dodo here was microing his minions. He actually just did a little bit of counter warding there before they went and popped, and that's going to give them a little bit of confidence here. It does look like 3 ultimates going down right now. On top of this, Team EG really wants to push here, but Tralfmador there, he's going to pick up a kill. 3 kills going down here for Team EG. They were not that prepared after all right now. It does look like Cardinal, he's very low, but look at this Pestilence, he's very strong right now. He's very confident, and that was a 3-for-0 exchange. Now I would have to say this is your time to go shine and push.
Yeah, that was a really good fight for us. Our Thunderbringer and Witchslayer both barely lived due to push sticks, which are insanely awesome and fun to use.
By push sticks, you obviously mean tablet
of command. Sorry.
Yeah.
But our support was able to get there in time in the form of Pestilence and Bubbles, and we were able to win that fight. And now we get to finally push after it.
After all that defensive standoffish behavior, I mean, you still got 40 seconds until Hellbringer's up, another 43 here till Chu. So, I mean, that's going to be at least the tie-up of, well, not quite the tie-up of towers. We're still missing, 2 towers? 6-4. What are we missing here? You're only missing your 1 mid. Is there an extra tower I don't know about? I don't know.
I actually don't know.
Oh, there we go. 5-4. It was just leg. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. What doesn't make sense here is why is Andromeda way back behind enemy lines? Why is Bubbles back here too? Although that one actually turned out a little bit better. Taking out that Behemoth before an Andromeda does. Oh, so close. Tralfmador, he's gonna just pop everything. Is it gonna be enough? He's gonna get out of there. Skin of his teeth. What was his hit points on that? 100, 150? Oh my god. So what happened there?
FA has no damage. FA has no damage, was all I was saying. But Bdiz, what happened there?
We still had Bananas and Aegis, and we simply got cocky. That's all it was. That was a straight up overplay that we shouldn't have done. And we should have played passive, just taken the tower, but we saw an opportunity. I don't remember exactly what, but we saw an opportunity. We decided to go, and it was not a good decision.
Well, it was only a 1-for-1 kill exchange, and you did get this tower a little hurt at that rate. I don't know what Bubbles is doing. He's a little way out of position, but he's going to portal key right out of that. He should be fine. There's no global ultimates that EG can employ to get that, but right now. I mean, you're just respawning now. Andromeda, you have 12 deaths, most in the game, but I mean, at this point, you also have 21 assists, which is second most in the game. So I mean, you're saying a little bit about being praised, and you thought you were doing terrible. I think you're doing just fine. 21 assists is a pretty massive number. Now it does look like EG is going to back off. They're not going to push this advantage. Why do you think not?
We still have the Aegis on Thunderbringer for 5 more minutes. They didn't have Behemoth ult just yet. Their top was getting pushed in with a huge creep wave. Their bottom's getting pushed in with a pretty huge creep wave. Instead of risking a fight mid, they wanted to get their lanes pushed back.
And I don't even know when you did this, but you sneaked a Ward of Sight into their base. When did you do that?
Yeah, right after we took out their second tier tower mid, I snuck around and got a ward into their base, which is probably what gave us vision and the illusion that we could get in there and kill people and not have it be a terrible situation for us.
All right, well, I mean, you guys are now gathering here in the mid. A little bit of farming going on with that chain lightning. That was pretty good. Staff of the Master now going with the tablet command and the spell shards on Thunderbringer. But right now, it just looks like you're encompassing Evil Geniuses, keeping them in their base. I mean, that's a lot of map control you guys got down. But, of course, your token is ticking down as well. It's not going to last forever. In fact, it's only going to last another... Oh, who has it? Yeah, Thunderbringer. Only going to last another 4 minutes. So I have to expect something's going to come out of you guys soon here.
Yeah, right now we're just playing the farm game. We got them trapped in their base with our 3 portal keys. So, plus also we have a sheep stick on bubbles now. And we just have them trapped in their base. There's actually a team fight coming up right now.
Alright, there's the initiation. We do a swap onto the Forsaken Archer. Looks like she's going to exact her revenge on Andromeda, as, you might say there's no damage coming out of here, Nova, but she dropped pretty fast. The only death right now, but so much more damage going down. It does look like Trafalmador, he's going to be going down. Behemoth coming in with a double stun on Pestilence. And, oh, wow, SK Gaming, tail between his legs, running away. Fogged is the only survivor there, and that might not even be for long. I mean, he doesn't have himself a portal key at all. He is going to get hit by the tar, but he's going to take out Chu on a one-on-one battle. He manned up, took it in the face, and now he's going to be using that token to come back alive. Token, I was going to say Tablet, is probably going to try to jump out of here, but jumped the wrong way, almost into them. And that's going to be, well, not quite a genocide, as we do have, as Fog did buy back. I think Bubbles bought back as well. So 2v4 for defense. I don't know. What do you think, Nova? Is this going to be a big push into the mid?
Bdiz can explain this better. We have a counter-initiation they bought back and they set it right on the FA, who lost their onslaught stack. Thunderbringer with this huge spell shards damage output now makes a bit more damage than Hellbringer. Bdiz should explain this, I think.
Okay.
What happened there in the team fight.
But yeah, in the team fight, it was pure miscommunication. Cardinal said right before we went in, do not go on FA. I said FA's in position, get ready to hex to our Bubbles Trough. Exact moment I swap FA up to the high ground away from his team, he goes in with an ultimate and silence in his portal key. So it was just terrible miscommunication on our part, and that's what cost us that. However, we did manage to pick off Dodo due to the Ward of Sight that I had. We knew he didn't have a TP and he had a full inventory. And he also didn't have Striders, so we would be able to catch up to him.
Fair enough. It looks like you guys have done a little bit of revenge, though. As we said, Fogged and his massive damage output, that kind of wreaked havoc there. I think it was on Chu before that. And then after he bought back, it was Sabuska. You guys did go and hit up Dodo. And now a little bit of pressure going down here south. It does look like you're going to back up. I guess you guys really want to kind of wait for another Kongor at this point, although you're going to pick up a Constellation Behemoth prize. I do think Andromeda is going to go down to here as well, but the Tablet Command going to be living a little bit longer. But no, those skeletons are fast little buggers, and they're going to catch up to this. Bubbles is going to get out of that with a Portal Key Shell Surf combination. Can't to say the Witch Slayer is in a good position, as he has no kind of escape mechanism past that. So back and forth action going back and forth. Wow, that made sense. Yeah. 51-45 is the resulting score there, and just kind of everyone running in and around the place. So wow, just so many exchanges going on right now, Bdiz.
The reason for Cardinal's death there was Trout said while he was in take cover, I don't have a buyback. Cardinal noticed that he did have enough for a buyback, so he blinks in hexes FA to make 100% sure that Trout's going to be able to live, and it saved Trout's life, and essentially at the cost of himself in a buyback, if he does choose to use it, which I'm not sure if he does right here.
Well, Bubbles is alive. We do not have Cardinal up, but Cardinal's money, it is 1900. That should be enough. In fact,
Will buy back. Yeah, he does.
Well, you can't really blame him for that. You got about 5 seconds left, and this barracks, it's really not going down that quick. I mean, illusions only deal, what, 33% damage each?
Yep, illusions don't really do that much damage by themselves. And Kongor also just spawned, which is why they're backing out. They don't want to force a bad fight when we just use buybacks. So they're just going to wait and bide their time to try to get a good fight for them at Kongor.
Biding the time, that's definitely what's going to be going on right now. So, we've had a lot of team fights here. Has anyone kept up with the warding here, Nova?
No, I was rather going through some numbers. There's a Ward of Revelation just went down to see if there's a sneak award at the entrance or behind Kongor.
That is quite the strategy, using those rockets to gain vision on the top ground with those level 3 puzzle box minions. That is really, really cute, I think.
Yeah, there are several spells we need to use sometimes, so I can see on the cliffs for Wards of Sight when I have to place the Wards of Revelation between the cliffs on the ground. And when you're Andromeda, obviously you can just use Aurora and do it yourself. Glacius last sometime worked, at least Dota. Is this an initiation? Yes, this is an initiation. Pestilence goes in on Hellbringer. They want to drop him again before they can pop the ultimate, and that actually does happen now. FA is half HP, but she just... Oh, what a nice map of an Andromeda who will probably pay with her life for the... Pestilence makes out a really nice tablet of command. Will be enough, I believe. No, it will... Oh, will it? Another tablet of command. Turn around on the chipper, but pretty long. And Andromeda finally does go down, but you save Pestilence life there, so that's pretty good. Is there more going on? No, Bubbles should be fine there. I doubt he will die. As for other wars, there should be one. Yeah, there is one more at Kongor from EG, and one more right outside outside their base. I believe that at this stage of the gaming, the warring becomes a very hastily action. Since you have to be all the time somewhere for pushes grouped up, so you have very strict patterns to walk along, and then you just need to, you have very few time to actually place the wards, and you just do it very hastily, and places that are closest to the routes, you're walking as a team all the time.
Yeah, fair enough. I did notice that the Pestilence here, he just jumped right into Kongor, but he got out almost immediately. Did you guys suspect there was another inner ward there, Bdiz?
We knew that there was. I actually countered the first one late, so I knew that Yoda would place another one there. Trout was keeping top busy again. He had 2 heroes up there with him. When they left, that was our signal that they were going towards Kongor, so Testy backed out.
I was going to say you could just be telepathic, but no, that logic makes sense too. Talking about just top lane, the Shell Surf to the Portal Key combo really does enable this Bubbles a lot of control over when and where he engages. I mean, he just escaped the Behemoth stun, he just escaped the Weed Field thanks to that, and he's just going to live to push another lane, so to speak. Now, Hellbringer, he is kind of like your first prime target here these days, but it does look like Forsaken Archer tried to steal the Kongor. Is not going to be that successful. Going to pay with that for her, for all her, I don't know, transactions there. It does look like Bubbles again avoiding all the damage there in the mid. He's going to pop his Shrunken Head and go home. But now Hellbringer is, popped his Malphus already. It's already down and out of the count, and it just looks like everyone else is going to run away. So, oh wow, I think you guys just gained a massive upper hand there, especially if this Pestilence can grab this Myrmidon. It does look like it is going to happen, and maybe even Chipper as well, but oh, he's going to get out of that with a Portal Key, clutch Portal Key play. Now a little bit of kiting going on with that Frost Frostwolf Skull, the Pestilence. He just used bananas. That explains why he has such high health again. But 3-on-1, it's not going to go really good at all. Are you guys going to come down? Oh, that was an amazing portal. I was going to say, there has to be some support coming in right now. But Bubbles is going to be here. We do have Pestilence. He's still quite the fearsome character, even without that Aegis. They're going to turn this right back around on Forsaken Archer. Even Hellbringer. I mean, no Malphus this time. Nothing to bring to that fight. And he's just going to go right down. Chipper is, tail between his legs. Bubbles wants to really get him, though, which he's just going to back right back out of this. No, he's not going to back right back out of this. We do have Pestilence manning up, going right past that tower. They're going to pick off Chu as well. This is a really good position for SK right now.
Yeah, the one huge thing that won us that fight, in my opinion, was Troutmanor and Bubbles was keeping Hellbringer busy in mid while we were fighting around the Conwar pit area and the ramp Legion side. He actually covered Hellbringer's ult, so Hellbringer completely wasted, and I think it was his third Malphus of the game, which was absolutely huge.
Yeah, good job to you guys there. You took down the bottom's now been cleared, and this is going to give you guys a big creep advantage. You're working steadily on this defense tower. The weed field and the magic carp. You're trying to really get this pestilence down. Even Bubbles is now low hit points, but is that going to be enough? No, the take cover portal key. Portal key's not even up. They really expected him to get that. Great tablet of command. Just so many low hit point heroes right now, including Andromeda, who's still actually up there. Not too. Were you just chain disabled there?
No, Pestilence was actually about to die, and I swapped him out.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a swap.
I know at this stage in the game he has buybacks, but every time I save him is closer and closer he gets to getting a new item, so it's definitely worth it even though he has buybacks.
Yeah, I think you guys really just turned this game right on its head with the demolition there of the bottom lane. You now have super creeps, or beefy creeps, as I call them, in this bottom lane. That's going to be a constant push that Evil Geniuses has to worry about, and that's really going to give you guys some nice breathing room here in your next strategy meeting. Speaking of, saving Pestilence, keeping the gold for money, for items. I mean, what kind of items do we have here? Like, what's the end game that we're going for here, Bdiz?
We decided based on their lineup, we didn't need any more damage than what our Zeus was outputting as our main, carry, because that's essentially what Zeus turns into with Spell Charge 3. Like, if you look at his hero damage right now, he has 800 and... I think that's 880... Or no, never mind, I lied, 88,000. That would be too ridiculous if it was 800. Jesus. Anyway, we were using him as the main carry, so we wanted our Pestilence to get tankier. So I believe he picks up a... what's it called? Axe of the Malphite right now. And he goes for Behemoth's Heart. Which he just did. Okay.
Behemoth's Heart on your Pestilence. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at Thunderbringer for some reason. It's like I don't see
Andromeda.
Oh yeah, Andromeda with the axe and the Behemoth's Heart, unstoppable.
Another couple of huge item pickups. Fogged on Thunderbringer just got a Restoration Stone, and Troutmanor and Bubbles just got a Health Flower, while both of them still have money for buybacks, which definitely plays a huge role in this game. You could already tell buybacks have just been this absolutely huge factor.
Well, buybacks, with so much money on the line, that everyone wants a piece of that, so not too surprising. Oh, that was a great portal, great tablet of command on top of the Witch Slayer, but Malphus is going to come out and just destroy the pimp's dreams of living on. Andromeda's going to be running away, but it does look like Fogged is going to be going down. What just happened? I mean, 3 SK down, almost virtually no retaliation, and now this is not going to be good news for your center Raxes at all. This is going to be disastrous.
No, Thunderbringer can rebuy again. He will do so now. And now, please watch what will happen. Pestilence will initiate. Now Thunderbringer goes closer and he does a double ultimate. Look how the fuck they are dropping. This is ridiculous. And you have a Bubbles contributing to the team fight as well, of course, and FA is just like, no, and dead anyways. Since the damage output the Thunderbringer had in this fight was from 80 to 100,000. This is just like, wow.
So he contributed 20,000 damage just right there. Is that what you're saying?
A little bit less, of course, but almost, yes. And that's with the Staff of the Master, Restoration Stone and Spell Shots level 3. So totally have to agree with what Bdiz was saying before, that he turned into carry right now. And this is just, I doubt this is the way it should work, because then we could just pick 5 intelligence heroes and all go for rift shards in the late game.
It's mainly just completely ridiculous on Thunderbringer of all heroes because of his passive. Thunderbringer already did a ridiculous amount of damage in a game, and he was already a really strong hero, as you saw months ago when MSI used to always run him.
Yep.
And popularize the hero again. But at this late game, with the items that Fogg has picked up, he is out of control in terms of damage, as Nova just explained perfectly.
Yeah, out of control seems to be it. You guys are really destroying the mid here. I mean, 64-50, that's a 14 kill lead, and the experience, I don't know what's with this experience counter. It just does not seem to want to go above 10,000, but 27,000 gold is a better indication of who exactly is in control of this game. I mean, you got 2 lanes now, to your credit. You didn't even lose your Raxes in the mid, so, I mean, yeah, Nova making me eat my words yet again. I love it, but yeah, this is just, I mean, this top lane is now in a very, very bad shape, and geez, portal key coming out of that. Nobody from SK is going to go down, and now it's the pressure is on. Evil Geniuses, coming out very strong in this game. It's just so far mid to late, they've been not winning these team fights, and that's huge for their morale at this point. We were talking a little bit about mind games earlier. Can only say that SK's flipped it right on its head. Wow.
Well, it's not that they haven't been winning team fights; they've been getting picks, but their ultimates have such long cooldowns and are so crucial to their team fight. Whereas Thunderbringer, sure, his ultimate does a lot of damage, but his passive is where all of his damage comes from right now. Pestilence, he doesn't really have a cooldown. His ultimate's 10 seconds. Witchslayer's ultimate cooldown 55 seconds. Whereas you look at Hellbringer, 165 seconds. Behemoth, 110 seconds. So if they win a team fight, we toss a couple buybacks at them, and they can't really do anything to us. Whereas we, if we win a team fight, they buy back. It's not nearly as scary.
Not nearly, huh? Not nearly. Buybacks are really just such a huge part of this game. Like, what was the comment the Cardinal made, the quota reaching 10? Is that just a comment, or can you only buy back 10 times?
No, that's how many times it seems like FA had bought back at that point in the game. That if he felt that Busca playing the Forsaken Archer had already bought back 10 times, and he might have been right. I honestly didn't keep track of how many times they bought back. I'd only been watching the replay now, but there were a lot of buybacks in this game.
Oh, yes, indeed there were. Bubbles has now found himself Myrmidon and Behemoth, and with the help of the Witch Slayer, the Bubbles, they are going to go down, but Myrmidon, I think, caught the kill there on Cardinal. Nope, sorry, it was Angry Testy. No, Chu got the kill on Cardinal, so 2-for-1 exchange. They kind of fought you off there a little bit, didn't they? Oh, Fog, are you going to go down? He doesn't have that tablet of command up quite yet, and the ultimate there from Forsaken Archer going to be taking him down. Pestilence is still wandering around down here. It could be a good pincer attack. Yeah, the Frost Wolf Skull here on Forsaken Archer. She's just going to start kiting him, but at the same time, the Bubbles just comes right back in, swaps that onto their head again. But Dodo's doing quite the damage now with his ultimates, and the Behemoth, now that's going to go down. But we've lost the mid towers here. This World Tree is starting to look a little unhealthy. Well, what do you think here, Nova?
Yes, of course, it's exposed now. It means you have to care about it all the freaking time and babysit it, the poor World Tree. Because the problem is they have 2 lanes down, means the creeps will push always into the base whenever they push another lane. Or if they push one of the lanes, the other lane will push. That means your time to push is restricted, or you need to split up, and by no means they can afford to split up their crucial ulti combination heroes. So, I don't know, I don't see anything for them to do except for rage pushing, as we call it. And that would be pushing as quickly as possible one lane together in order to get the quick Rex and maybe even the sacrificial shrine. There was one thing I noticed, Bdiz. I have no idea what that meant, but Troalfa was actually sitting on bottom there, and he was pressing hold and just standing there and letting FA pounding on him for like 10 seconds or something, the illusions of FA, and then made it out, of course, with shell surf and take cover, etc. Was that to buy time, or did you just want to taunt EG there?
I actually did not notice that at all during the game or just now, so I've no idea what was going on.
Sorry, I have to interject here. I've been watching these creeps just destroy this world tree. This is not how it ends. This could not be how it ends. Just 4 creeps randomly destroying the world tree.
No, don't worry. It doesn't
Please
end
don't
like...
tell me that's how it goes down.
No, it's not ending like this. Don't worry.
You sure? There's 300 hit points left on it.
Just kidding. It ends like this.
Oh, you're kidding me? Really? That's the end of the game? Oh,
This is
dear.
the end of the game.
4 creeps actually snuck down through bottom lane. Fog was spam pinging it and telling us on vent. Oh my god, Ori didn't notice the creeps. Ori being EG Yoda, of course. So, oh my god, Ori didn't notice the creeps. Ori didn't notice the creeps. Then we noticed that they had no idea what was going on. So we're like, screw it, let's initiate on them and distract them even more so we can win the game right now.
Oh, you're kidding me? Really? The end of game number 2 of the top tournament in the world. $40,000, $10,000 here. EG, SK, game number 2. This would have been huge for EG. They lose to 4 creeps? Oh, my.
Well, they're strong creeps, man. They have 600 health. That is almost 900 health. That's almost more than Myrmidon at this point.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, let's get a little bit of regained composure here. That's the end of game number 2, folks. That was quite the long ride, but coming down just to 4 creeps in the end, I'm flabbergasted right now. But we do have a third game now to play because it is tied up 1-1. Evil Geniuses, SK Gaming, and this is going to be for all the marbles. And I do believe we will do that in about 10 minutes. You guys down for the next game?
Yep. One final thing about game 2 is it's kind of like a complete reversal of game 1. You know, we kind of screwed up mid-game management in game 2. They kind of screwed it up, or in game 1 rather. They kind of screwed it up in game 2, and we were able to capitalize on their mistakes in game 2 like they did in game 1 to come out with a victory.
You were going to say something, last comments there, Nova?
Not on the game. I'm just not sure if I'm in for the next game. I will have to see this. The game was pretty fun, pretty long, pretty tiring, but then again so intense that watching it live actually was like, at some points you would stand on your toes or something and then be awake again. So,
all right, well, we'll talk about that then. Let's just wrap this up. We are going to go to game number 3, folks. At least me and Bdiz. Hopefully we'll get Nova there as well. The last game won't be as long as this game. This was an 87-minute game, so it's not going to be nearly that long. And we will do the wrap-up of this gigantic series in just a few moments. Thank you again, Bdiz and Nova, for joining me. I am the Four Court Jester with GameReplays.org. On our camera is SE from GameReplays.org. Always do not forget to tip your camera, folks, because he's the one that does he's the support of casting. A very thankless job, but he glad to have him do it. So we will see you guys in a few minutes.